coach Antonio Parker. Hi, Antonio.
Hey, Bart, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh boy, busy.
Congratulations.
Thank you again.
That's awesome. Wow, what a great job.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to what we're about to do. We're about to do some great things.
I was talking to the interim head football coach, Corey Slater,
Yes.
a couple weeks ago, and he said that there were dozens and dozens of people that applied for this job.
I did hear that.
And from all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
Some local people, some from far, far away, even college coaches applied. So it's got to be, you got to feel really good to.
I feel really good about it. I feel like I'm glad that JPS's administration decided that I was the best candidate for the job. I felt like, when I did my interview, that the one thing I had on any candidate was the ability to connect with the community. And I've already got established relationships in the community, and that no other candidate had that on them. And so, in spite of experience, you can't replace that intangible.
I agree. I think it's really tough for a stranger to come into any situation.
Oh, for sure.
A coaching situation.
Yeah.
It takes a few years, but you've had a lot of time with these kids already, both as assistant coach and at the King Center.
Yep. And so I wear about 14 different hats right now. And so I also run youth football for the city of Jackson for the recreation department. And so I'm able to meet the kids at a very young age. Actually, the current kids that are coming in, ninth graders, that was my first year taking over as youth football coordinator. And so I've known those kids since they were in third grade. And so a lot of those kids when they first came to get helmets and stuff a few weeks ago. Back then we got 35 freshmen signed up, about 16 kids are still playing. And so as they're walking through the doors, I'm just, hey, yep, how you doing? And all the coaches are looking at me like, well, how do you know these guys from your year's experience? And so that's just one thing that has always been, good for the community, and good that the JPS administration thought that was a good benefit for the program.
Sounds like there are a lot of kids that are interested in being on the team. Corey told me that they had 80 kids show up.
Yeah, we had about 80, 85 on that was what we were averaged between days of our first camp. And we hadn't had those numbers in quite some time. And so the pandemic affected those years before that. But I think, now that we're coming out of the pandemic, or wherever we are in the pandemic at this point, kids are excited, coaches are excited. We're kind of getting back to what normal was before the pandemic.
Well, let's talk about the assets that you have really, and for the first time, the things like the the Gluck indoor practice facility, a conditioning trainer, full time.
Yeah. So we got a full-time strength and conditioning coach, Crystal Blinkler. She's been a great asset to our program so far. She's got the boys working, and she's working them, and so she's no half-stepping. And so the boys know when it's showtime in the weight room. She's got them going. And so we're going to look forward to doing some really, really awesome things in the new Gluck indoor facility, which should be ready to rock sometime in August.
Yeah, it's waiting on, I think, some of the supply chain issues that have impacted projects. Glass.
So some of the glass went up yesterday. So the windows are up on the first side of the building there, and I think they're doing the back half on Stewart later this week. They're going to start putting the ground floor into the weight room next week, I believe. I was told yesterday. I was up there yesterday. We had a coaches meeting yesterday, so got a chance to get a sneak peek at what's going on inside, and I kind of go sneak in there and see what's going on. So it's really fun to see it all come together.
Kids that will be playing for you, they've grown up. They've seen Jackson High. It's there. It's been part of their lives. So it's not like it's an attraction. You don't recruit in high school, but having those facilities, it's got to get new excitement among the kids to be able to actually play football, practice football there.
Yeah, so I think we got, if you ask me, and I'm going to be biased, I think we got the best facilities in the state. And that by default, you can go recruit, but by default, you got people that building alone is going to attract people, let alone what our big grandstand looks like, and let alone we got the field turf and all these amenities that nobody else has. And so I think we got the best facilities in the state, and I think by that it's going to help us get kids.
Yeah, I've seen people when they show up at Withington, like for regional football games, seeing it for the first time, they can't believe it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So and also I think new turf.
Yeah, so we got new turf that's going to be installed hopefully next spring,
okay.
Spring of 2023. And so again, with all the supply chain issues and all the other stuff that goes on with what we've had recently, they just felt it was best to wait to do it all at next year.
Oh, the turf doesn't look bad. In fact, there are some people that were claiming it was the new turf we were standing on.
No,
it's not. It's
that turf is about around 12 or 13 years old. It was installed about 2008, I believe, 2008, 2009, somewhere in that window. So it's about 12 or 13 years old, somewhere in that window.
Well, every coach wants to win.
Oh, for sure.
Right. So there's been some good years, and there's been some not so good years.
Exactly.
So how do you assess the season, and I guess what are your ways that you're going to win?
So one of the ways we're going to win off the field, and the way you do that is by building relationships with kids. And so one of the things that in our program that we're going to do is the 4 pillars of our program. It's called Committed to the Fall. And it's faith, accountability, loyalty, and love. And so I got to give my wife credit for the acronym that she came up with. So that's not mine. I didn't come up with that acronym. She came up with that acronym. But we're going to implement that into our program first. Faith starts with the belief, holding the kids accountable, being loyal to the community, to their classmates, to their teammates. And then love is what ties everything together. And that's going to be the love that's what gets us through. And so we're going to implement those things through relationship building and getting kids to understand that, hey, we got to love each other to get through all this together.
How important is the family and parents to you and your team?
I think might be the most vital part of all of it, because getting I say to the kids all the time, and I said when I met with our coaches last night, I said it's not getting the football player to be better, it's getting the person to be a better person first. And if you can get the person to become better first, then by default the football player becomes better. And so I always say to our kids, and I say all the time, I don't want to judge you when we're up 21-0 and everybody's happy. I want to know who you are when we're down 21-0. Can you fight through adversity? Can you figure that out? Because you got to be able to do that in life also. And so if we can get them to understand that adversity is going to come and fight through adversity, then you become a better person.
Is there a coach that you look up to that you admire?
Several. I really follow Tony Anise from Fair State, Dabo Sweeney from Clemson, and also Nick Saban. Mel Tucker's starting to catch on quite a bit there. I like what he does at State. And so, but those two, Tony Anise and Dabo Sweeney, are two I follow quite a bit.
You told me before the show that your wife is wondering when you're going to have time to be home.
Yeah, for sure. And so she's the varsity cheerleading head coach. She's the varsity cheer coach. So for Jackson High, so our days so we were busy before, but now we're going to go from busy to I'm not sure we're going to live at home at all in the fall.
You have to get a camper van.
Yeah, I think we're just going to kind of just tour around Jackson all day and just never be home.
We saw you last at the Gluck Youth Football Camp. What a great experience.
Yes, for sure. Awesome. I got a chance to, as you can see on that camera, I got a chance to do some drills with the Hall of Famer Charles Woodson. And so that one's going to go up. I got to get the picture there. That one's going to go up in the basement of the house, and you can't frame that one. I was upset at first that I didn't get a picture with him, but I can't steal that one. I got that one's classic. I'll take that any day of the week. I'm old man there, doing some back pedal drills there and flipping there with the youngsters there. So see if I still got it.
That was a really neat experience to interact with Charles.
Oh,
Woodson.
for sure. It was funny because when we started, we're over there, and I'm like, oh, great, I'm doing the defensive back drills, and I don't need to teach this. He can come teach this, and so he still looked like he could play today. And so, but he stayed for quite a while over in that drills and did a lot of drills with the kids. And we were talking and asking each other questions, and he's asking me, hey, what foot we got up, what foot we flipping with. And it was fun to, that picture that this was up there is priceless. With that, getting the chance. One of the coaches came over and said, hey man, you got a chance to put Charles Woodson through drills. Nobody can say that. And so, no, the priceless moment, man. I can't put a tag on that one.
Yeah, what a great experience. And he was very personable, and he talked to anybody that came up to him and posed for pictures, and very, obviously just a first-class guy. And
for sure, 100%.
The Glucks wouldn't have brought him here if he wasn't.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Tonight you have something for your players and families.
Yeah, we have a meet and greet tonight, and so meet and greet for the coaching staff is pretty much staying the same for the most part. We're just kind of shuffling some guys around, but get a chance to see now me as the new head coach for the football program, and just meet and greet. Nothing really major, nothing really formal. Just meet and greet, shaking hands, and just saying hi, and just putting the pieces in place to where we're just kind of getting the program rolling.
You have to replace someone yourself.
Yeah, so I was the defensive coordinator for the last 5 years, and so I'm not going to call plays. And so the linebacker coach that Will Durr is going to replace me. So he's going to be our new defensive coordinator. And Rob Dillon's still going to call our offense for us. And so Rob Dillon's going to be our offensive coordinator. And so we made some shuffling between some position coaches, but for the most part, most of the staff is staying intact.
Well, I know your kids and your wife, you're all very close, and it's going to be a big sacrifice all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
So what was it about this time that you thought, I want to do that?
So it's, and I say it all the time, it's the opportunity to impact young people. And I'll say this, and I want to impact young people to the day I go. And so impacting young people means the world to me. And I'm chasing my passion when I do that. And so working at the King Center, working and now being the head coach of Jackson football, I don't go to work. I get a chance to do the best job on earth, and that's to impact young people at the King Center and Jackson football.
Well, it won't be too long before we'll be seeing this. July already here, and
yeah, we're in July, and I don't have much of a runway, and so we're rolling. As we had a 7-on-7 on Monday night against Michigan Center, and got some good competition with them, and got some good work in on both sides of the ball, and just looking forward to some great things for our program. And so, looking at the highlights here, we got some good kids coming back. That's Julio Pisano running right there, and looking for him to do some great things this year in our program. He's going to be one of our skill position players that we're going to feature quite a bit.
Well, I think if you had a hallmark strength of the Viking football program, it's been strong running backs.
Oh, for sure. This year we're probably going to be running back by committee. We got 3 or 4 guys that can carry the ball there. Tavion Tanner is one of them there. That kid's a kind of a in-between, do-it-all kid. He could play running back, receiver, slot, plays defensive back a little bit, and play quarterback if you need him to. And so he does a lot of good things a lot. And so we're going to move him quite a bit. And so I'm looking for him to do some great things in that program too.
Awesome. Well, I'm really excited for you, and I'll be very excited to see you on the sidelines as head coach this fall.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Go Vikings.
Thanks for coming in, Antonio.
Appreciate it.
The new head varsity football coach at Jackson High School, Antonio Parker. We also have new leadership in education at St. John Elementary School. Renee Hornby is the new principal.